It's Dawn, and happy Thursday. I know tonight there is the live coverage of the presidential debate. It's before the election, and it's October. And, the elections are really bringing up a lot of feelings, in addition to COVID, of course. In addition to COVID, we have the elections, and it seems like there is a lot of feelings out there right now of, being divided and feeling conflict, whether it's, with your friends or with your family or with coworkers. And so I thought we would just do a little bit of EFT tapping around how to stay calm and how to stay focused and present during all this chaos in the world. And whether you feel like it's chaos or not, some people do, some people don't. And whether we have had good coping skills in the past or even now, EFT is a great tool to help calm down your nervous system and to really take control of your energy. I was actually on a call earlier with about 25 employees in Los Angeles and Orange County, because in addition to working with clients one-on-one, I'm also working with corporate clients now and doing, Zoom calls with their employees and giving them mind hacks and tools about how to stress relieving tools, and whether that is, just a breathing technique or a little guided imagery journey. There's all these wonderful tools out there that you could be using to help keep your energy focused, because we were talking about this in the call earlier, that we're ultimately responsible for our own energy and what we bring to the party. It's so easy to say, oh, I'm upset because of this, or I'm upset because of that. Something external to ourselves, something outside ourselves. It's so easy. And sometimes it's just in our programming and our DNA that we feel like a victim, and we feel like external circumstances out there is controlling what's going on inside. But we do have the power and the capability, if we have the intention and the consciousness and the tools, in order to take our power back from the outside external world and bring it in here, bring it inside. Because that, no one else is going to protect your energy for you. It's really ultimately your responsibility. And so EFT tapping is a wonderful way to do that. And so I'd love to share that with you today. So for those of you not familiar with EFT tapping, I'm going to do a short demonstration of where the tapping points are. And then I'm going to launch into some tapping for staying calm and focused in a conflicted, chaotic world, even past these next 2 weeks. So once the election's over, there's still stuff coming at us. There's still life stuff, and we need good tools to learn that. So you're just tapping lightly with 2 fingertips, just tapping, that you feel it, but not hard enough that you're going to give yourself a bruise. So just lightly tapping about 5 to 7 times on each point. The first point is on the inside of the eyebrow, where the eyebrow meets the bridge of the nose. So just tapping right in there. And then we're going to move the fingers across the eyebrow to the side of the eye, just right there on the eye bone, on the temple, not back here, but up here by the eye bone. And then under the eye, again, where you feel the eye bone, directly under the nose, between the nose and the upper lip, the chin point is directly between the lower lip and the end of the chin. So for most people, about where the crevice comes in. And then we're going to do the collarbone. You can just take the whole hand, and like my collarbone's right here. So I just tap both sides of the collarbone. And then we have under the arm, it's just like at the side of your arm, under the armpit, about an arm, hand's width down. So hands width down, for women, it would be on the side where your bra strap is. For men, it would just be on the side of the rib cage. And then the wrist points. And you can just bump them around, or you can just tap 1, And then the last point is just the top of the head. Okay, so we're going to start on the karate chop point, and just repeat after me, and please do not do this if you're driving. If there's anything that I'm saying that doesn't resonate with you, just feel free to insert your own words. This is simply just an educational demonstration of how you can use EFT tapping. So we're going to do the karate chop point. So the karate chop point, like if you were to do a karate chop, it's this fleshy part between the pinky and the wrist points. So tapping on the karate chop point, and just repeat after me. And first, let's go ahead and tune in. So just go ahead and tune into your system and to your body. Take a deep breath. And on a scale of 1 to 10, just see where you are on your level of intensity about how chaotic and crazy the world seems to you right now. So on a scale from 1 to 10, for me, I would say right now, tonight, because there's another presidential debate, I would say it's probably about an 8 on the intensity scale of how crazy and chaotic this thing is. Okay, so that's where I'm starting, and then you'll have your own your own level. So starting on the karate chop, we're going to say the setup statement 3 times. We always do rounds of 3s. So repeat after me. If you can ideally say it out loud, what I'm saying, that is the most ideal. Even though the world seems so chaotic right now with COVID and masking and now with the elections, I take a deep breath and I deeply and completely honor and accept myself. Even though the world seems so crazy right now, so much craziness in the world with the elections and COVID and differences of opinions of what's right and what's wrong, what's good or what's bad. Everyone just seems so divided right now. I remember to breathe, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. One more time, even though the world seems so chaotic right now, and there's people I really respect who have very differing points of view on many topics, like politics and masking and COVID and just life in general. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now we're going to do the points inside of the eyebrow. So much chaos in the world. Side of the eye, so much differences of opinion. Under the eye, and it's all perspective and opinions. Under the nose, there is no right or wrong. Chin point, it's all about perspective and opinions. Collarbone, but everyone seems so divided right now. Under the arm, whether it's my community or my friends or my family. Wrist points, there's just so much conflict. Top of the head, so much division. Inside of the eyebrow, but I know I'm ultimately responsible for my energy. Side of the eye, and I want to begin to let this conflict go within myself and with others. Under the eye, I want to release any negative energy around politics or COVID that no longer serves me. Under the nose, so much conflict in the world right now. Chin point, so much negative energy floating around. Collarbone, but now I'm learning a tool to lessen that charge under the arm and release any negative energy. Wrist points, so much conflict in the world. Top of the head, so much division. Inside of the eyebrow can be overwhelming at times. Side of the eye, and this division and conflict just stresses me out even more. under the eye, and sometimes it's really difficult to deal with. Under the nose, so much conflict in the world. Chin point, so much division. Collarbone, but now I'm learning a tool to help lessen these negative emotions. Under the arm, and I want to release this negativity from my body. Wrist points, I want to release this negative energy from my emotions. Top of the head, because it no longer serves me to hold on to this negative energy. Okay, now take a deep breath. And now if you can, just notice from where you started that intensity scale to where you are now. So just go ahead and check in with your system, check in with yourself, and see how you're feeling. So for me, I feel like I've come down a couple points, probably about 2 of 5 from an 8. I still feel a little bit of anxiousness and nervousness about the conflict in the world, but it's definitely lessened. So just for practice purposes, once you've come down a few levels, you want to start with the negative. You want to start with the negative until you come down at least 2 or 3 points on that intensity scale. So I'm just going to assume for practice purposes that you've all come down a few levels. Now, once you've come down a few levels, you can start bringing in more empowering statements like I want and I choose. So we'll go ahead and practice that. So just follow along. And again, if there's anything I'm saying that doesn't resonate, just feel free to insert your own words. Inside of the eyebrow. Oh, and you can tap on either side or you can tap on both sides at the same time. It all works the same. So, but if you're going to switch sides, make sure you finish a whole round to the top of your head before you switch sides. So I'll go ahead and switch sides, and it's good for the brain to change, changing it up. So any negative conflict that I'm feeling, side of the eye, any negative emotions about divisionness or conflict regarding politics or the world, under the eye, I want to begin to let it go. Under the nose, I want to release this negative energy out of my mind, body, and system. Chin point, because it no longer serves me to hold on, excuse me, hold on to this energy. See, I'm releasing by coughing. Collarbone, I want to release this negative energy. Under the arm, I want to let go of anything that no longer serves me. Wrist points, I choose not to watch any negative news. Top of the head, and I intentionally choose positive ways to be informed of what's going on in the world. Inside of the eyebrow, I want to release any feeling of divisionness or conflict within myself and with others. Side of the eye, I want to release this negative energy from my mind, body, and system. Under the eye, so I choose to let it go. Under the nose, I choose to remain and be calm and relaxed. I choose to disconnect from negative people and circumstances. Collarbone, I choose self-care. Under the arm, I choose to remember that everyone is doing the best they can. Wrist points, I choose to let go. Top of the head, I give myself permission to release and let go. Inside of the eyebrow, I choose peacefulness and calm. Side of the eye, I choose to surround myself with people, intentional, conscious people. Under the eye, who bring me expansion and not contraction. Under the nose, I choose to listen to positive podcasts and meditations. Chin point. Sometimes I forget the point names. Like, what point is this? A chin point. I'm just human, just like everyone else. I choose to be human. Collarbone. I'm okay with being flawed and vulnerable on live camera. Under the arm. I choose to remember I'm doing the best I can. Wrist points. I choose to remember I'm enough. So be it. Top of the head, and I choose to remember that I'm awesome and human. Okay, take a deep breath. One more nice big deep breath. If there's any tension in your body or your mind, just allow yourself to release it with this next breath. Okay. Good job. Thank you so much for joining. Drop a heart if you enjoyed this live video, this podcast. I have a friend who teaches how to put together a podcast, and so it must be on my brain right now. Thanks, Michelle. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and feel free to direct message me or reach out with any comments, suggestions, or questions. Okay, thanks for joining. Bye.